Okay, so let's get into this. If you've been anywhere online lately, you've probably seen those really aggressive ads for Thompson-watches.com.
Oh yeah, the huge 80% off closure sale. Hard to miss.
Exactly. So our mission today, pretty simple.
Mm.
We're doing a deep dive into their claims, looking at the sources, trying to figure out, is this legit or something else?
It's a really clever setup, actually. They've built this narrative, right? This classic handcrafted watch idea.
Right, with like a 40-year family legacy.
Yeah, supposedly overseen by this founder, Thompson. It sounds great, that sort of old world craftsmanship thing.
By a sense of butt coming.
Yeah, yeah. That charming story immediately slams into some very modern, very digital red flags, things that make you go, hmm.
And the core of that story is that these watches are hand assembled, right?
Mhm.
Personally looked after by Thompson himself. It sounds very personal, very high quality.
That's the pitch. But that 40-year history claim, when you actually look into it,
What'd you find?
the website domain, thompson-watches.com, it was
Uh,
only registered in April 2025.
April 2025. So just a few months ago.
Exactly. It's really hard to square 40 years of continuous business with a website that's basically brand new.
Hmm. Okay, but like, couldn't a company just be rebranding? Maybe
Yeah.
they had an old offline business and finally went digital. Is that date really proof?
It's a fair question, but it gets worse when you look at the visuals they use.
Ah, okay. What about them?
Not only does the timeline seem off, but the people might be too. That picture of Thompson, the experienced founder,
Yeah.
it has all the hallmarks of being AI generated.
No way. Seriously. The founder himself isn't real.
Looks like it. And it might not stop there. Some of those customer photos and the glowing reviews they feature, they also look a bit, well, suspiciously perfect. Possibly AI too.
Wow. Okay. So the founder of this, legacy handcrafted watch company is literally a fake face. That's quite a disconnect. What does that suggest about how they actually operate?
It points pretty strongly towards a drop shipping setup.
Right. So create this high-value illusion, this story, the supposed $399 retail price.
Exactly. Build up that perceived value to make the discount look massive. Then they source really cheap, mass-produced items, probably from overseas.
And just sell them on at a huge markup. That's how they can do 80% off.
Precisely. And we actually found a Trustpilot review that seems to confirm this whole picture.
Oh, yeah. What did it say?
It was quite detailed. The person said the watch they got was clearly labeled made in China.
Okay.
It took a whole month to actually arrive.
A month. Wow.
And the build quality, the reviewer said it was really low, definitely not worth anything close to that $399 list price.
And you can probably find similar stuff elsewhere for much less, right?
Yeah, the reviewer mentioned that, and we looked too. Similar designs are all over places like Amazon for, well, a lot less than even the sale price Thompson is asking.
So if we look at the bigger picture then, the transparency, what about reviews overall?
Well, the ones on their site look, frankly, too good to be true. Very polished, very generic 5-star stuff. Always a bit of a flag.
And Trustpilot, you mentioned the negative one.
Yeah, besides that really detailed negative one, there are just a couple of vague 5-star ratings. Not much to go on, and the negative one feels the most specific and credible.
And what about actually contacting them if something goes wrong? Which sounds like it might.
That's another major issue. There's no phone number listed anywhere, no physical business address.
Just an email, maybe a contact form.
Exactly, just a basic email and a form, which is, a classic sign that getting any kind of real customer support, especially for quality issues or those long shipping times, could be really difficult, maybe impossible.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, what does this mean for you, the listener? It's maybe hard to call it an outright scam, because it seems like sometimes a product does arrive eventually.
Right, but you've got the questionable origins, the totally made-up legacy, the AI founder image, and basically zero real contact info. It screams caution, extreme caution.
So if you are tempted by that 80% off,
Yeah, if you're thinking about it, you really need to keep your expectations super realistic, like ground level. Understand the main risk isn't necessarily getting nothing, it's getting a low-quality, mass-produced item.
that takes forever to show up.
Exactly. And probably with zero meaningful support, if there's a problem.
So buyer beware, basically.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And maybe here's a final thought to chew on. We found out the founder's face is almost certainly AI. How does that affect things? Like, how much does knowing there isn't even a real person behind the face of the company change how you, or anyone, assesses trust in an online deal?
That's a really good question. Something to think about next time a deal looks just a little too perfect online.